All right, so at this point, we are going to create announcement in our knowledge base. What we are going to do here is to just create articles where your users can have access, and then they can read those to kind of help them navigate your hosting platform. Now, to create this knowledge base, we have to do that in our WHMCS software. So if you come to your WHMCS software and you navigate to support, scroll down to knowledge base, and then we open up our knowledge base. What we are going to do here is to create categories for our knowledge base. So we can start off by creating our knowledge base. So once we click on add category, we have the name of that knowledge base. So if you want to create articles around cPanel, so you can just name this cPanel, and then you can add description. So you can just add your description as hosting with cPanel, okay, or whatever description you want to add to this particular category, and then you click on add category. Now we have a category. When you want to create the next category, I prefer you click on knowledge base home, and then we have that cPanel. If you click on add category, this will be added as a subcategories of your cPanel. In this case, we are going to create separate categories. So if you click on knowledge base home, then we have add category, and then you just add the next category that you want to add. So let's say you want to name these domain names. Purchasing, you can just add by your domain name and click on add category. So now that category has been added, we want to click on knowledge base home again, add category, and then the next part is we can have let's say, what do we want? cPanel security. Let's just call it cPanel security, and you can add your categories here or your security needs, and then add category. All right, so now we have 3 different categories in your cPanel account. Okay, so if you go back to your knowledge base home, okay, now you have 3 categories. You have your cPanel, you have your cPanel security, and that of your domain name. Now what we want to do is you can select any of these categories, then you click on add article, and what is the name of your article. So you can just go ahead and say hosting. That's not how they spell hosting. So we have hosting with cPanel, panel, okay. And then once you have a name of the article, you can go ahead and click on article, and then you'll be provided with a text editor where you can paste your article. Okay, now we have the cPanel category selected. You can add this if you want to, and then you can add tags to this. So learn cPanel, then enter, and that gets added as a tag. Okay, so you can add as many tags you want, and then right here is where you write your article. So you can let ChatGPT kind of help you, or any AI to help you generate those articles, and then you can modify them to your particular web hosting business. So I already have one created. I'm just going to paste it here. So I use ChatGPT to generate this particular article. So if you want to, you can go ahead, and since we are already working in English, you don't have to go around and search. If you want to do the multilingual translation, you can go ahead, because they'll have access to them in all these languages. Okay, and once you are done, go ahead and click on save changes, and now this article will be available to your users. Okay, so now you can return to all the categories that you created. Okay, so if you want to write any article about cPanel security, you can go ahead and write that, and then you can come in here and add an article. Okay, so once you have cPanel security selected, you can go ahead and add article, and then you add an article. This particular cPanel security will be added. So you can also go ahead and use ChatGPT to kind of generate an article for this cPanel security. I'm just going to paste the same article that I already generated for my cPanel hosting. Okay, but in your case, you are going to be running this as a business. This is just for tutorial. So right after this, this particular page will not be available for you to use. Okay, so then you add this is called cPanel right here, and then security. Okay, and once you are done, you can go ahead and click on save changes. Now these two articles will be available. Now if you return to your home, like your hosting, and you go to your knowledge base, now you have articles. Now these are the different categories that you have. You have your cpanel, and then you have your cpanel security as well as domain names. Now here, these two currently have two articles and this has zero. Okay, but then we have shown you kind of how this can be done, so we'll not proceed with this. We just make the video longer. And then your users, once they're on your home page and then they check your knowledge base, they have access to these articles that they can read. They can even like or dislike the post depending on what they want. So this particular one has one reactions. Thanks for rating this article for us. And yeah, so that is it for creating your knowledge base, and I hope you enjoyed this session of the video. And that we are done with our knowledge base, because with knowledge base you are kind of helping your users with the necessary information so that they don't necessarily have to open support for every situation that they face. Okay, so as you continue to run the application, you probably see some common issues that your users raise often, and then you just want to create articles about those issues in case they encounter them, and then they can just kind of read those articles and resolve their issues. But then we also have announcement. So if you come here, we have announcement. And if you open that, we have an announcement from WHMCS. Welcome to WHMCS, and a lot of information right here. Now with announcement, you want to reach out to your users based on specific updates that you want them to see. Okay, so anytime they log into their client dashboard and you have announcement, they'll have access to those announcements on their end. Okay, so how do you create this announcement? Just like we did for our knowledge base, go to your support, go ahead and click on announcement. Okay, so once it opens up, you can go ahead and click on add new announcement. Now this is the announcement we had earlier on, so we can just get rid of this. So click on this red icon right here and click on OK. Okay, and then boom, your this particular announcement will be deleted. Now if you return to your user interface and you even reload, okay, you wouldn't have this announcement again in your announcement page. So what we are going to do here is to create our own new announcement. So just right here, click on add announcement, and what is the title of that announcement? Let's just say we want to say Christmas giveaway. So let's say Christmas giveaway. So let's just say you wanted to give something away on Christmas, and then you want a 1 month free hosting for our yearly users. So this is the announcement you want to send to all your users. So once you've created the announcement, you have the dates, you have your announcement. This announcement will be done from time to time where there are updates on your platform and you want to send it out to all your users. Okay, so once you are done, just go ahead and save it, and all your users will have access to this announcement. Okay, so this is just samples that we are doing, but yours may be tailored specific to certain things. Okay, and then once you come back right here and then you refresh, you should have that announcement made available. Okay, so it says publish no. I think we selected that. Okay, so let's just edit that and see what we made different. Okay, so published. Okay, so we should get this checked, okay, before we click on save. Now if we don't check this, it means that this didn't get published. So let me just go ahead and check that box right here and save changes, and let's see. All right, so now our status has changed from not being published to published. Okay, so if we go back to our announcement and we refresh, we should have that updated here. Okay, yeah, so right away we have a Christmas giveaway, and then it's a 1 month free hosting for our yearly users. Okay, so yeah, that's how you can set up announcement as a hosting provider. But make sure that once your announcement is set up, you change the status. Okay, from so make sure that this box right here is clicked on, okay, or is checked, so that this gets sent out to your user. Otherwise, if it is unchecked, this will not get sent out to your users. Okay, just something I just noticed right now while setting this up. Okay, so make sure that is done, and then you should be fine with all of your setup right here. All right guys, so that's how we create announcement and knowledge base in your web hosting business. in WHMCS, you just kind of automate those processes. Okay, so yeah, if you enjoyed the video and you've been around up to this point of the video, please consider subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of my future updates.